Hey, how's it going, guys? It's XI Forsaken here, and today I'm going to be bringing you a tutorial on how to get to Mohgwyn Palace. To do this, you're going to have to defeat a couple of bosses and run a decent amount of distance just to get to this area. But in total, it took me about an hour, maybe a little bit less, just to get this done. And the first boss you're going to have to beat is Margot. And he's pretty easy to defeat. And I'm going to be chiming in back and forth on this because this is going to be a long video, but after defeating Margot, you're going to be following where I do in the video. I make a pretty straightforward shot for all of the areas, so just stay tuned.
I shall remember thee tarnished, smouldering with thy meager flame, cower in fear of the night. You there? Come over here. I need to tell you. You breach. Well, of course. The gates! Open the gates! I am the Lord of all that is golden, and one day we'll return together to our home, bathed in rays of gold.
Hey, it's XI Forsaken chiming back in again, and just to throw in some words of advice, take some of the safer routes. A lot of this area can be tougher if this is your first playthrough, so make sure to just kind of grab any of the grace points that you can. Just the ones that I'm running by, I've already grabbed them before on this run, but you'll want to grab these just in case you get hit by one of these enemies that do a lot of damage. Up here you'll even notice that there's patches up on the hill if you've ran into them a little bit earlier on in the game. And here coming up is going to be the Rose Church. I'm still a little bit of distance out, but once you get to this Rose Church, normally the Paleface vendor would be outside, but you'll have to teleport to a grace that's close by, just reload the area, and hopefully he'll spawn in. It only took me spawning at that grace point just to get him to spawn in, so once you go there, you can run right back to the church, and he should be standing out front.
You claim what? Aha. My doubt. Words of the truly. I believe even worse. That's the part. Oh. I mean.
And now that he's given you those fingers, you can go and win some invasions like I do right here. It doesn't matter if you win them like I do or not. Just complete 3 of them and you'll be able to keep talking to him. And then after your 3rd fight, you'll be going back to the Rose Church just to talk to the vendor again. And here I go. You'll make sure you bag him after you win. And then when talking to him this time, he'll give you the cloth to put the maiden's blood on.
Normally this rich, but since you are made.
And from here, you'll just want to follow this distance. You don't want to hit them like I did. That was an accident that I did. But once you get that cloth, you'll want to follow where I do. You're going to the 4 Belfries checkpoint. And this one's also quite a bit of ways, so I will chime back in here in a little bit. And now that you've reached the top of the mountain, you'll just hit this grace point so that way you have it to teleport to later. And you will get the imbued stone sword key right up here in this chest. There's a limited amount of these, so make sure you spend it on the correct teleporter, which I will be showing right here. But once you run down to this, it's fairly straightforward. You just want to put your key in here just like you would with any stone sword key. And it opens up this teleporter. Once you're in here, you're going to run all the way to the end. This is the first area you start at when you make a new character. But you go into the first room that you spawn in at, and there's going to be a maiden laying against the wall that you grab the blood from, which is right here. Now, after you've grabbed that, you'll want to go back to this church and talk to him again.
And with this, a knight. Now, this nope.
And then after you get that to him, he's going to poke your fingers a little bit, and then after that, he'll give you the Pure Blood Knight's Medal, and you can use that to go to Mohgwyn Palace. So once you get that, you go down into your inventory and use the medallion. It'll ask if you're sure, and you just hit yes, and then you go to the audience grounds. This will take you to the beginning staircase of Mohgwyn's Palace. from here, there's an easy, right off the go rune farm to hit, and it's pretty good, especially if you're on Next Game Plus like I am, but even if you're on your first playthrough, you still get about half the amount of runes that you get from this run. So just follow where I do right here, and you want to make sure when you do this you follow the same jumps that I do, because it's not always the easiest. If you don't understand quite how this works, it might not be the easiest to get, but you just want to jump out here and make sure you don't hug too close to the cliff, because you can still die if you hit the rock wall to the left of me right there. But as you're falling, you just keep swinging whatever you have as a melee until you see that you've been gifted some runes. And here any second I'll see the runes given to me. And this works by falling so far that the ground becomes fake for all of the enemies in the immediate area, so they fall to their death, and it credits you with all the points that you would have gotten for killing every enemy. And now once you get down to here, you can just teleport back to the gray site. I'm just falling a little bit longer to see if I get gifted any more runes. And then you get to spend them or save them up depending on how high of a level you are, and get them out of the way. So if you found this video useful, don't forget to subscribe, hit that like button, and drop a comment down below. Thanks for watching.